Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Friday. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Jonathan Schultz, in for Matt Hummel, who is on assignment. Happening now, a Jamestown murder trial is in its third day. We have a live report from Mayville.
Plus, a Jamestown mayoral candidate explains why he wants to see more cooperation within city government. But first, let's get a check of our forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by for us live. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, John and Justin. Man, that's hard to say. But John, nice to see you up on the anchor desk. This is a live look from downtown Jamestown from the DoubleTree camera. We've seen the camera shaking a little bit in the wind with that south wind of 12. The winds are starting to come down a little bit from yesterday, but the winds will remain gusty. 5 more days to go until the first official day of spring. It comes up on the 20th. And again, I think we're going to actually start to get into some spring-like weather as we look out into the end of the week. First offense Doppler, we have really nothing minus the typical ground clutter pattern. Really nothing, and the radar is going to be dry through the early afternoon, but rain will start to come our way late. So a wind advisory does remain in effect for Chautauqua County until 8 o'clock tonight. They may cancel this a little bit early, but we'll see what they do with this. And again, winds could still gust around 45 to 50 miles per hour. As we show you the hour by hour, you can see here temperatures will hover into the mid to upper 40s and then will rapidly drop off through the lower 40s, ultimately ending the day in the 30s and changing all that rain to, the white stuff, snow. We'll time it all out with that Brotherhood Property Maintenance 7-day a little bit later on in the show. John and Justin.
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Our top story yesterday, one of David Wagner's longtime companions testified against him in the shooting death of William Mishishima. Our Matt Hummel continues to follow this case from Chautauqua County Court in Mayville, and court is still ongoing right now. They have not yet recessed for lunch. Once they do, we will bring that to you right here on WNY News Now with the latest and on WNYNewsNow.com.
And a Village of Cassadaga man is facing charges after the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office said he fired a long gun inside a residence on Tarbox Road, almost hitting nearby people on Tuesday. Deputies said 43-year-old Elliot Dones was in a confrontation with several other individuals before he allegedly discharged the firearm. Investigators said Dones discharged several rounds from the long gun, nearly hitting multiple people. The man then allegedly fled the scene prior to deputies' arrival. He was later arrested on a warrant for first-degree reckless endangerment, second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, and second-degree menacing. Deputies said Dones was remanded to the Chautauqua County Jail in lieu of $250,000 cash bail or $500,000 bond. And a Kennedy woman was taken to UPMC for treatment after Jamestown police said she was driving drunk and crashed her vehicle Thursday night. 30-year-old Kimberly Wilson is charged with leaving the scene of a motor vehicle accident, unlicensed operation, and driving while intoxicated. Police said they responded to a call of a motor vehicle crash on Maple Street just after 9 p.m. One of the vehicles involved left the scene of the crash. Police followed a trial of fluids, which led them to Wilson's vehicle. Officers noticed Wilson had visible injuries from the crash as well. Police have not released any further information about the condition of Wilson or the other driver involved.
And former Chautauqua County legislator Nancy Barger has withdrawn her name for consideration to be the Democratic candidate for the 57th State Senate District. Barger, in a statement to WNY News Now on Thursday, said it's been a pleasure to participate in conversations with fellow Democrats on who will run for Young's vacant Senate seat. However, she said that she has full confidence in the process and will stand by the eventual nominee. Berger said she's grateful for those who have supported her as she considered to run. Just this week, Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello was endorsed by the county GOP to run on the Republican ticket. And John, this was absolutely a huge story. Senator Young, announced weeks ago that she decided to take a job in the private sector at Cornell, and I think it shocked a lot of people, certainly us in the newsroom.
Yeah.
No one really expected that, and now really the race is on, so to speak, to try to find who will run for her seat. Both on the Democratic side, which we don't have a solid candidate yet. Barger was really one of the first. Some people thought maybe Mayor Sam Teresi. He's not running for it either. But certainly the Republicans with Stark County Executive George Borrello, they're pretty confident that he will, pending the okay from the other counties, will run on their ticket. But certainly to be continued for sure. And Senator Young, she's really touched a lot of people's lives for sure. Throughout the district.
Yeah, I know personally. I grew up with her ever since I moved here in 4th grade. It's just going to be a big change.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what happens when you lose a longtime representative, for sure. Saying hello to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. Hello to Joseph. Hopefully you are good to go. Wendy is here. And it looks like Alexis has joined us as well. Good afternoon to you. Alex is here. David, Renee, Samantha, and our Matt Hummel says that he's ready to call in. And yeah, Wendy, it seems like Matt is probably running a little bit behind today because of court. Obviously, this David Wagner case has absolutely captivated our audience throughout the week. So I want to see, do we have Matt? Matt, are you here with us? They're telling me that we have Matt, but we don't hear Matt. So we will try to establish connection with him and obviously bring that update to that Wagner trial, which is really a very big case. And we will bring that to you coming up here in just a bit after the break. And a little bit later on, what New York State Police are gearing up for this weekend.
But first, we hear from a mayor candidate about what he will change if elected. Dakota?
And let's take a look at First Defense Doppler. You can see that there is moisture on the way to the west. That's going to be coming our way throughout the day today. We'll talk about it next. News Now at Noon continues in just a minute.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
Family is so important to Michael and I. Both of our families attend this church. So March 15th is going to be a night that, we're welcoming people. It's not church. It's a family night, we're calling it. It's fun. We're going to have activities for the children. We're going to have music. We're going to have refreshments. There's something for everyone.
All the churches that I've ever been in, I've been in church since I was a little baby, all the way up until now. This church has the most love in it that I've ever experienced.
So like our Facebook page, New Hope Church on Facebook.
We also have a website,
yeah.
newhopejamestown.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
When I'm streaming and I'm talking to my community, we have that literally split-second interaction. If somebody says hello, I say hello right back immediately, and it kind of creates that connection. Because my subscribers and my followers, we pretty much go by Re-Ups Army. All the hate and everything that goes around, that's kind of like our mission statement. Is just be positive and enjoy each other's time. It's more or less just trying to use the internet in a positive way. We all from around the world get to connect on the same level, which is, we all love video games. Mixer.com/Re-Up. I'm live every single day, 8 p.m.
And welcome back. Happening now, the Wagner trial is ongoing in Mayville. We've made connection with our Matt Hummel, who is standing by live outside of the courthouse. Matt, good afternoon to you. What have we learned this morning in court?
Good afternoon. We learned a decent amount. This morning, no person testified, but Jamestown Police Captain Robert Samuelson. A video was displayed during the proceedings this morning of the interview that Samuelson conducted with Wagner on the morning of July 24th, just about an hour or two after the shooting. Now, Justin, during that interview, The interview started out by Wagner discussing, from his perspective, events that led up to the shooting. And as the interview progressed, rather, things became a little bit heated during the interview. And Wagner, in that video, actually said, "I didn't shoot." William Mishima, fell and hit his head off the ground, is what Wagner said.
Now, Matt, obviously this case very much has been ongoing for pretty much half of the week now, and we got some images from you earlier today showing Wagner entering the courtroom, kind of shaking his head with his hand on his head. Have you been able to feel anything? What's the emotion going on in court? Obviously, Ned Barone very much taking the defense of, the defense angle on Wagner. What has he been like?
You mean Mr. Barone?
Yeah. What has Wagner been like as a defendant? Obviously, this case certainly seems trying. We're on to the third day now, and this morning, just the images, he appears anyways to be a little distressed.
I mean, you had to remember it is a long process. It's not TV where things are over and done with, so it could be rather taxing on everybody. But Mr. Wagner, in my eyes, has been very attentive. It appears to be that he has family members or friends, I'm not sure officially which one, but he's had a group of people that he has spoken to during recesses. So it appears to be that they are supporters of him. And it also appears as though I actually scratched what I was going to say. I was incorrect, so scratch my second thought.
Okay, final question for you here. What is on deck this afternoon? More witnesses coming forward? What can we expect?
Well, what we can expect is it appears as though Mr. Barone was not done with his cross-examination of Samuelson, meaning that Samuelson was originally called upon as a witness by District Attorney Patrick Swanson. So Barone will have to finish his cross-examination, and don't know for certain if there will be more witnesses called today. I can tell you so far, Justin, that the 4 witnesses from the day of the shooting, 2 witnesses that Swanson said during his opening statement saw the shooting, and 2 other witnesses who Swanson said saw Wagner allegedly standing over Mishishima's body. Those 4 have yet to testify, and we may hear from them later on. It might be next week. Not quite certain yet, but I will, of course, keep everybody updated on WNYNewsNow.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, thank you so much for your reporting there in Mayville. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Talk to you later.
Absolutely. Well, other news we're following. Current Jamestown City Councilman at Large and mayoral candidate Andrew Liuzzo says he would push for more government cooperation and community interaction if elected. Liuzzo appeared in an interview with WNY News Now Thursday afternoon. He said that the original city charter was set up so that the mayor/city council would run the city, not just the mayor's office, which is what's happening right now, according to Liuzzo.
I don't believe that that's how we run the city of Jamestown. I believe that we have our directives and our direction from the mayor, department heads, and we don't really have that much input. And I want to change that. I think city council needs to be an integral part of the decisions that we make in the city of Jamestown. Not just showing up on a couple of work sessions and reading over some resolutions that have been handed to us and then voting on those resolutions at the voting session. I don't think that's how the city was set up, and that's not the kind of city government I want when I'm mayor.
Now, if elected, Liuzzo said he would push for council members to engage in discussions more and bring new ideas to the governing body. Now, just over a month ago, the candidate announced he was seeking the office of mayor. Liuzzo, however, did not receive his party's endorsement for the seat. On February 19th, a longtime Chautauqua County legislator Dave Wilfong received the GOP endorsement. The two are now running in a Republican primary that will take place on June 25th.
And New York State Police, in combination with local law enforcement, will be cracking down on drunk driving this St. Patrick's Day weekend. The traffic enforcement started Friday morning and runs through Monday. Drivers can expect a number of sobriety checkpoints, additional DWI patrols, underage drinking, and sales to minor patrols during the campaign as well. State Police will also be issuing tickets to drivers who are using cell phones or any other electronic device while behind the wheel. During last year's St. Patrick's Day weekend enforcement, troopers made 243 DWI arrests and issued nearly 13,000 tickets.
Well, fast food has become a major part of what we eat on a regular basis, and a report from the CDC reveals just how much. Jim Robotham explains.
Ordering a burger or a bucket of chicken from a fast food restaurant is something we all love to do. Some of us maybe a little too much. According to a new study conducted by the Centers for Disease Control, nearly 85 million U.S. adults consume fast food on a regular basis. One of the authors, Cheryl Fryer, says the role fast food plays in the American diet has not only grown over the years, but has also contributed to health risks like obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. The data also showed that people who ate a lot of junk food varied by age, income level, and sex. Of the adults in the study who consumed fast food on any given day, about 45% were between 20 and 39, nearly 38% were 40 to 59, and more than 24% were 60 and older. According to the report, higher-income families ate more fast food than middle or lower-income families. And a slightly higher percentage of men said they regularly ate more fast food than women. For today's Health Minute, I'm Jim Robotham.
All right, Jim, thank you. John, certainly fast food's convenient, but I know my doctor's always yelling at me to stay away.
It's just hard sometimes, you know. Fast food, it's so good.
Yeah, and you know, I think the one thing about this study that I found very interesting and kind of peculiar in a way is they said homes with higher incomes tend to eat more fast food, when I always thought it was that homes with lower incomes maybe would go to McDonald's because it's more affordable than, say, getting fresh fruits and vegetables from, say, Wegmans or something like that. So certainly interesting. I suppose homes with higher incomes probably have more disposable income, so that would make sense, certainly. Yeah. But do your family, do they eat out quite a bit? I know mine, we do, like once a week.
Sometimes. It just all depends, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm really busy with college and stuff, so I'm not as home as much. So.
That's true. So you don't always get to see what Mama brings to the door, right?
Yeah.
Instead, you're going to McDonald's.
Yeah. Or Tim Hortons.
That's all right. So hello to all of you. Hopefully you're having a great Friday out there. This is Jonathan Schultz. He is WNY News Now's JCC intern for this semester. Thank you for being here. And he's doing such a great job, isn't he? I really think that he is. So good for. Thanks for being here, and good work thus far. He's been hosting our weekend review, and you've done an excellent job with that so far. And your first live show.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
I'm
liking it. Yeah,
you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't like it the first time, so I was scared. Saying hello to Joseph. He says eat pasta. Totally agree. You can't have enough of that Italiano. Smathers joining us as well. David, hello to you. Yes, great job to Matt. I totally agree there. He ran from the courtroom. That's what he said. He did a text. He's like, I had to run to my car to be able to do that. So you always got to love it. Saying hello to Emily as well. Hopefully you are doing well. Samantha says nice job to you. So David says welcome to Jonathan. So glad to have you here. So much more to tell you about. Coming up next, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is a live look at our weather.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's gonna have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Turn to Brotherhood Property Maintenance for all your lawn care and landscaping needs, no matter the season. Brotherhood Property Maintenance does it all, from professional plowing during the winter months to expert landscaping all summer long. Count on Brotherhood Property Maintenance for mowing, landscaping, tree work, spring and fall cleanup, plus snow removal. Serving both commercial and residential lots, check out Jamestown's fastest growing landscaping crew on Facebook or call us right now to book an appointment.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Yes, more pasta and more pista and more pizza. You can't go wrong with that. Speaking of which, you know it's an annual tradition, green graphics for St. Patrick's Day, because you know what happens when we wear green up on the weather wall? This. So that is why we make the graphics green for St. Patrick's Day. So here we go with the St. Patrick's Day Festival downtown Jamestown, where they turn the shattered coin green. You can see here temperatures will be into the 20s. This is below average. We should be near 43 this time of the year, and a few snowflakes, but at least it's not as brutally cold and as brutal as it was last year. But you will be dodging a few snowflakes when you go down to see them turn the river green. 66 was the high yesterday. We have not seen a high in the 60s since the 6th of November of last year. It's been that long. We welcomed it with welcomed arms. 44 was the low this morning, and obviously we're going to be nowhere near the records for it today. But at least it was a very warm Thursday. News now, Cam, again, mainly a cloudy sky today. Rain will start to come our way overnight, or should I say this afternoon. 44 is the current temp. There's that southwest wind to 20, and the wind gust is up to 26, so it feels like 36 when you step outside this afternoon. First Defense Doppler on the live sweep showing us absolutely nothing across the area, and it's going to remain dry for the early afternoon. But be aware, though, we will start to get into some precipitation this afternoon. And speaking about precipitation, these are the Doppler radar estimated rainfall amounts. You can see about an inch down in Corey, PA, about 0.6 inches around the southern tier. And again, these are Doppler estimated amounts. So again, don't always take those to the bank, but most everybody got around a half an inch of rainfall yesterday. Wind advisory remains in place until 8 o'clock tonight for Chautauqua County. They may decide to cancel that early as the winds will start to die down through the afternoon. We'll take you through the day here on Future Scan. You can see really nothing, but watch out of the west. You can see this band of rain coming our way out of the west. So a few rain showers late this afternoon. As colder air filters in, look at what it changes to. That white stuff is snow, and it will continue throughout the night into tomorrow. I think overall snow accumulations will be insignificant, an inch or less. That is it. This isn't going to be a big snowstorm, but you will see some snowflakes fly in late tonight and then especially throughout the day tomorrow, and then those will ultimately die down going into Sunday. So the wind gusts here, the wind gusts are still going to remain up through the afternoon. You can see here around 46, 41, 35, and then ultimately as we go throughout the night, the winds will start to die down. You can see wind gusts around 20 to 30 miles an hour, but that's still a little bit breezy, but below advisory criteria. So 25 to 30 tonight, that's the low temp range. Rain to snow early, changes to all snow through the overnight. Look at that wind, 20 to 30 early with gusts to 40, especially early. Next 7 days of your green life on planet Earth, brought to you by Brotherhood Property Maintenance. Fitting, actually. 30 degrees Saturday, 31 Sunday, and the luck of the Irish will be with us Sunday with mostly sunny skies. And hey, spring returns next week. Sports is next. Don't go away.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Rejoice, sports fans, it is Friday. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. In the world of local sports, happening tonight, the Jamestown Rebels will begin a 2-game homestand against the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights. Jamestown has already clinched a spot in the NAHL playoffs and will be able to finish in second place in the East Division, as the Johnstown Tomahawks have already clinched the East. Meanwhile, Wilkes-Barre Scranton is second to last in the East with 46 points, 10 points behind the Maryland Black Bears. Puck drop for both games will be at 7:05. Sticking with local sports, also going on tonight, the Jamestown Jackals will play the first of back-to-back home games. Jamestown will host the Raleigh Firebirds tonight and will host the New York Court Kings on Saturday night. The Jackals are currently on a 5-game winning streak, and these are the third and fourth home games out of 7 they will have this month. Jump ball for both games will be at 7 o'clock, and tonight's game, veterans can get in for free. An alliteration lesson, Justin and John, back to you.
All right, Norm, thank you very much. Well, on Sunday, it's St. Patrick's Day, and this weekend, a number of great festivities are taking place in the greater Jamestown area. Joining us in studio is Joanna Dahlbeck from the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce to talk about what is happening this weekend. Thanks so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
So there's a lot of exciting events, and I think one of the biggest ones, Joanna, is probably the whole ceremony. It's very magical, changing the river green. Now that's happening tomorrow morning, correct?
Yes, we've actually closed the street between 2nd and Harrison, and so that means the Main Street Bridge will be open and traffic, no cars, just pedestrian traffic. And around 10:30, we're going to start with 2 different vendors, which would be Elegant Edibles. They're going to have hot drinks and cookies for sale. And Events by Scott will be there doing face painting. He'll have decorative festive hats and beads for sale. And he's also got temporary tattoos. So you can enjoy that and then make your way to the bridge where the Leprechaun will arrive and dip their shillelagh, and magically the river will turn green at 11 a.m. And we expect that to last somewhere between a half an hour, possibly longer, depending on how long how the river currents are going that day. Of course, we're going to have a little bit of white contrast in the air, which just makes it even more magical.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're looking at the video from last year here, and there's snow on the ground, so hopefully we won't have any of that.
That's okay. It's just a pretty contrast.
Exactly, exactly. And then there are a number of other events going on as well, kind of in the greater downtown area throughout the afternoon too, right?
We have partnered with about 20 different businesses in the downtown Jamestown area.
Yeah.
The list will be available both on the Jamestown Community Chamber website and on your website, Facebook page.
Yep,
both
yeah,
of them.
on WNYNewsNow.com as well.
That would be
we'll
the
have
right
much
one.
more.
And we have everything from, specials like the different restaurants that will be running Cuban specials, corned beef and cabbage. We have leprechaun lattes. We have green beer and cocktails. One that came to mind while you were doing the sports is tomorrow, if you visit the Northwest Arena, they will have Rebels merchandise available for sale for 10% off. And if you do purchase that, you do get 1 free adult ticket to any of the next 2 home games.
Wow, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Just the one that was just recently added in the last half hour was the National Comedy Center. They are going to be offering 10% off your admission to the Comedy Center, and they will be serving green beer in their bar area. And this is all going on all day long. There's Leprechaun Rock Crossing posters available on all the windows, and just stop in and patronize your local businesses.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and of course we'll have full details on our website at WNYNewsNow.com. Dakota, No snow, hopefully, right? Tomorrow, maybe?
Well, there will be a little bit of snow in the air as we take a look at the turning the Chattacoin green forecast here. You can see temperatures into the 20s. Again, this is below average. We should be near 43, and there will be a little bit of snow to go through, but at least it's not as brutal as it was last year. As we take a look at the Brotherhood Property Maintenance 7-day, you can see here that temperatures actually will start to rebound in the next week. Spring might finally be coming, guys.
All right, Dakota, hopefully. Thank you, sir. Hey, that's it
You're
for us.
welcome.
News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. Have a great weekend.